What's the affection with the Astrodome? Just is it just, the time that you spent there as a kid, or you feel like this is for a greater cause, something bigger?
Well, I mean, it's both. I mean, it's the Astrodome is a place that I grew up going to as a kid, for Astros games, with the Oiler games, auto thrill shows, rodeo. What else? I mean, there's so many different things. I mean, the Astrodome has been the place where Houston gathered, and it was all uniquely Houston. I mean, it was a place that a lot of people felt couldn't be built. They felt that they were crazy to try to build it, to try to design it. I mean, obviously there was the idea of a dome stadium prior with the Brooklyn Dodgers, back in the 50s, and some talk of, even a retractable roof type stadium, but no one really knew how to do it. And to get the engineering aspects and the architectural aspects and really start taking a hard look as to how you do it. The fact that they did it here in Houston, I mean, that's what I was talking about earlier is, why did we have the Astrodome? I mean, the Astrodome to me was this fascinating building because you walk in and you see this massive roof with all the skylights and, we're playing indoors, and it just looked different from other ballparks. It's circular, and some other ballparks just had a different look to them, the older ones. And there was a very, personal tie to that. My first Astrodome model I made was in 1987. That was 30 years ago. Just when I was a kid. It was just, made out of poster board and just real simple, Crayola markers drawn on there and cutting out little pie shapes for the roof and holding up the center with a PVC pipe. It didn't even have the interior. It was just a shell. Just wanted something to look like it. So, with the aspect of going there, spending a lot of time there, being fascinated by it, by learning about it and the uniqueness and what it, how it never been done before. I mean, it was twice as big as the Pantheon was in Rome was the next largest structure. And even the Superdome that was built in 1975. I mean, that they always talked about how much larger the Superdome is. But I mean, the Superdome span of the roof is 670 feet. The Astrodome roof span is 642 feet. That's 38 feet. And if you were to put circle and circle, that's only a 19-foot concourse. So it was rather silly to say that. So, just all those aspects and the fact that, I strongly believe that the Astrodome is Houston's signature structure. And it, put the city on the international map and has meant a lot to the city's growth over the past 50 years and really is a symbol of the future. Back in the 60s and in the 50s, Houston was growing. The manned space program was NASA was being developed and had just been established at Clear Lake, and the Astrodome really added to all that and really bringing Houston out of the thought process of just being, the Old West and cowboys. And, that's what Colt Stadium was. That Roy Hoffines, when the franchise started, really didn't like the Colt 45's name because he felt it stereotyped Houston too much. And he felt that Houston was on the move. Houston was growing. Houston was the city of the future. And so all of those efforts, the can-do spirit to get that building done, that was just impressive to me.
You're listening to Houston Sports Talk.